Okay, so I know I'm late to the party when it comes to this New Year's resolutions video, but like Queen Julie Andrews has always said,
A queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early.
but anyway, hey, hi, hello, salutations, friends. It's a brand new year, which means that it's time to list off all the things we want to accomplish this year, only to then slip up until eventually we completely quit the goals that we set ourselves up to do within the third month of the year. I'm joking, of course, maybe, but it's time to start fresh. I'll be honest, I was never one to accomplish most of the goals I've set myself up throughout the years, but I feel like until recently, I've slowly yet steadily started to take these goals seriously. For example, one of my resolutions last year was to write in my journal every day. Just write down what I did before bedtime, even though it was the most boring day ever. And while I've been lacking these last 3 months, I was very proud of myself that I was able to keep up the habit for the other 9 months. So I have a list of what I would hope I can accomplish this year. Some of these I know are achievable if I'm in the right mindset. Then there are others that I would say are feel-good goals where either I might not be able to complete them by the end of the year, or it's just a little reminder of what I should do in case I were to get lost halfway through the year. I think I'm gonna start with art and YouTube goals since that's what everyone came here to see. Then I'll talk about personal goals after. This is gonna be a really long list, so I'll try to put up chapters. In recent years, I've been drawing more, and it's kind of exciting now that I have a lot of free time on my hands. So my first goal is to try and create as much art as I can. Listen, I'm not gonna attempt to draw every single day, but I would like to draw at least 10 to 15 completed drawings this year. I've always drawn mostly on the holidays and only sometimes when I feel like it, so I kinda want to improve on that. My next goal is to study and get better with the art fundamentals. Even though I've been drawing for over 10 years, my art has always been stagnated, so I want to attempt to learn at least some of the basics like color theory and perspective. Anatomy I've been tackling lately and I've gotten a little better, but I'm still learning. Okay, so this next one I'm hoping I can complete this year is to fill one sketchbook. I'm sure we've all had this problem at some point. We always buy a new sketchbook, fill maybe a few pages or so, get discouraged that one spread doesn't look as nice as we had hoped, then buy another sketchbook and promise to fill it up this time. Okay, maybe not that drastic, but we've all had abandoned sketchbooks at one point. I honestly don't know how many unfinished sketchbooks I have laying around, but I know not one of them is complete, so I'm hoping to change that this year. And since I'm attempting to draw more this year, I would also like to make money off of my art. So I would like to start taking commissions and finish 10 successful requests. Throughout my whole art journey, I've always taken free art requests. Yes, free! I was dumb, but I also was a little unconfident with my art. I felt that I had to be at a certain skill level to even think about taking commissions. But this year I decided, screw it, I'm skilled enough and I would like to get paid, please. Okay, maybe I'm a little too confident, but it's something that I would like to do. And for my final 2 art goals, it's to try to be more active in the art community instead of lurking and complete at least one art challenge. When I was younger, I was sort of this social butterfly in the art community, and I don't know what it is, but nowadays I'm a little shy to talk to anyone. Maybe it's because I've gotten older and because I've always been on a few breaks here and there, so I'm gonna try to attempt to come out of my shell more. I've always been one of those artists that would post their art online, never interact with anyone, and just disappear for a few months until something else comes up. Kind of like what I do with my real life friends, except I try not to do it on purpose. I'm just very bad at starting and continuing conversations. But I've seen some artists draw fan art, do draw this in your style pieces, and even participate in art challenges like Mermaid or Inktober, which I've attempted Inktober or Drawtober a few times, but I've always failed because I was never prepared. But I would like to complete at least one art challenge this year. If I wasn't an artist, then I think the next thing that I would have liked to be in career-wise is a video editor. That was actually my plan a few years ago, was to finish community college and then transfer to UH and join their ACM program, which is their creative media program. But then the pandemic happened and all motivation to finish school went out the window. But at least I got my associate's degree. Video editing is just one of those skills that I would like to improve, especially since I like making videos for YouTube. So the first goal is to learn DaVinci Resolve. I've used Sony Vegas before, which, to be honest, I always hated because it kept crashing, and every time I exported a video, it would suck a booty hole. So it was so nice to learn Premiere Pro during my film class. But since I can't afford Adobe anymore, I want to learn DaVinci, which not only is there a free version, but it's also like Premiere, which is great. There are some things that I want to learn more, like motion graphics, color grading, and audio, especially with audio because I would like to do more voiceover stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing face cam stuff. I just always feel so awkward filming in front of the camera. And also it's easier to edit, to be honest. Which leads me to my next goal, learning how to use an XLR microphone. So as of this video, I'm currently using a lav mic to record audio, which, it does its job. But my dad surprised me this Christmas. He got me an Audio-Technica AT2020, and not gonna lie, I was tearing up a bit because I thought about getting a microphone like this sometime in the future. So it was just so sweet of my dad to have bought me one, especially when I didn't think I'd get anything special for Christmas. I'm just waiting for the stand to arrive in the mail, that's why I'm not using it yet. I could do what other YouTubers do and just hold their microphone, but I talk with my hands a lot and I don't feel like re-recording if it turns to crap. Doing YouTube full-time was something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a teenager. And even if it might not be possible for me, I'm still holding on to that thread of hope. So one of my goals is to have a consistent posting schedule by posting at least 2 times a month. I'm not very good at posting a video every week, and honestly, I don't know how the hell some people can post every day. But I feel like posting 2 videos a month is possible for me since I'm a little slow with editing a video. The only other goal that I have is to reach at least 1K subscribers. If there's anything that I know about YouTube over the years, is that it's hard to grow a channel, especially now since there's so many people on the platform. I could do something like drama commentary, for example, but it's just not my cup of tea. Anyway, this is more of an experimental channel, so I'm probably just going to post whatever I want and hope people like me enough to watch more videos and possibly subscribe, hint hint. I think realistically 100 subscribers should be the goal, but 1K subs would be nice too, So these summer goals aren't as important, but it's something to look forward to. So for this, I would like to start posting videos on my media review channel and launch a portfolio website. I love consuming media of any sorts, whether it's movies, books, or games. And sometimes I just want to talk about the latest thing, but I don't really have any friends that are willing to sit through my nonsense, so I decided to make a channel. Hopefully by this time, I've finally established some sort of system where I can work on both this channel and the media channel, but we'll see. As for the website, it's just something that I can show off to future clients. I'm currently using Card, which is fine because I'll admit I don't have a strong portfolio to show, so hopefully around this time I have enough examples to put up. That's all for my career goals, so let's quickly get into my personal goals, starting with health. Since I'm getting older, I'm trying to be a little more health conscious. So I would like to lose at least 30 pounds this year, stop being picky and attempt to eat healthy, exercise at least 3 to 5 times a week, and go to bed at a reasonable time, preferably 9 or 10. As the years go by, I'm starting to see some of the health risks that my parents have to go through, and they're always telling me to watch what I eat and not stay up late too much. And in my early 20s, I'm like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. But now that I'm 28, I'm slowly starting to feel some of the pain in parts of my body, like my lower back and the back of my hands. So I'm gonna try to attempt to be somewhat healthy this year. When it comes to productivity, I've always been a little unorganized and procrastinate a lot. No matter what I did, whether it was using planners or making bullet journals, nothing would ever work. It's taken me years to finally figure out a system that works with me. In the last month or so, I've been using both Notion and Toggle to keep track of my time as well as the tasks I should be doing. And because I can see what I've done throughout the day, it forces me to do one important task instead of putting it on the side. And because of this, my two goals would be to clean my room at least twice a month and work for at least 40 plus hours a week. My room has always been a disorganized mess, and I would never have the time to clean it because I was always working at my regular job. But now that I have all the time in the world, I have no excuse. So I'm gonna try to clean as best as I can. When it comes to working, I usually mean working on projects like a commission or editing a video, for example. 40 hours is usually the average amount for everyday workers, so even though this may seem like a vacation, I still want to be in the working mindset. There are so many things that I would like to learn this year. I might not be able to get to some of these, but it's just something I would like to accomplish sometime in the future. This first one might be a shock to my mom when she hears this, but I would like to learn how to speak Filipino, specifically Tagalog. So, believe it or not, I'm half Caucasian, half Filipino. Throughout my life, my mom never taught me how to speak Tagalog or Ilocano because she wanted to get better at speaking English. And to this day, my mom regrets not teaching me how to speak Filipino. And I love my mom so dearly, and I just want to make it up to her, so I'm going to try to attempt to speak at least one Filipino language. Anyway, the next goal, I'll admit I'm a little anxious about, but I would like to learn how to drive again. All I'm gonna say is, I was in a car accident a few years ago and I haven't driven a car since because I was so shaken up by it. But I've been thinking about it for a year, and so I want to attempt to drive again. Listen, I'm not gonna be driving on a highway anytime soon, but I like to get back into it at my own pace. This next goal honestly bugs the hell out of me, and I want to get better at this, so I want to learn how to articulate. I know this sounds kind of weird to everyone, but if you know me in real life or you've watched my videos, you notice I mumble a lot. And it's something that I've always had a hard time working on. That's why I always have captions on my videos. But now that I can actually hear what I'm saying when I'm editing these videos, it annoys the hell out of me. So I'm gonna bust my ass and try to speak as clearly as possible. And for my last goal, I would like to learn to cook more, at least 10 to 15 new recipes. Honestly, when it came to cooking, I've always used those already assembled food boxes like Hamburger Helper or Pastaroni. I knew how to cook a few things here and there, but I like to get better at cooking from scratch. Okay, so on this list, these are just some goals that I didn't really know where to put in, so I just want to read or listen to more books, at least 10 books in total, post more on my socials, and try not to spend any money on wants instead of needs. So finally, I want to talk about my last goal of the year. For the longest time, I've always been a perfectionist. I never noticed this when I was a child, but towards the end of my high school years, for some reason, I've always wanted things to be perfect. Whether it was putting off projects because I wanted to do everything right the first time, or being too scared to ask questions because I didn't want to appear stupid. I feel like no matter who you are, we've all been very critical of ourselves at one point or another, especially when you're a perfectionist that's scared of failure. These last few weeks, I've been very anxious. I talked to both my parents and my friend, whom I'm just gonna call Webb. I told them that I was afraid of failing, that no matter how hard I work on either YouTube or my art career this year, it would be a waste of time and I would have to go back to finding a real job. I love making things in a creative way, and as stupid as this sounds, I feel like it's the only thing that I'm good at. I just don't see myself doing anything else. My mom told me, well, don't think of it that way. If nothing happens, then think of it as a year-long break for your mental health. And for Webb, he told me, don't focus too much on plan B when you haven't even established plan A yet. So it finally got me to think. For my last goal, if things don't go the way that I had hoped for this year, that I won't blame myself, that I'm going to accept the accomplishments that I achieved this year rather than focus on the failures. Obviously, all of this is better said than done, but hopefully throughout the year, I'll learn, grow, and accept whatever comes my way. If you made it till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. What are your goals for this year? Is there something you want to improve on? Or do you just not care about New Year's resolutions in general? Leave all your comments down below. I like to read them. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that like button? And if you'd like to see more of me, subscribe and hit that notification button just so you can get notified on when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year and good luck to all of you. Bye guys.